Okay, so it's been a bit longer than I wanted it to be between recordings, but frankly, I just was not feeling myself. I'm still not quite feeling myself, but I want to get into routines so that I can help separate myself from my own breakup that I'm going through. Which at this point, it's been about 3 months, and it's been about a month and a half since we last contacted. Which, well, that really hurts. But what I was mentioning last time is that one of the hardest things about a breakup is trying to find yourself again. Because whether you're aware of it or not, I feel like we all lose ourselves to some degree in a relationship. I specifically really get invested in relationships, and I do sincerely lose myself. In fact, throughout this breakup, my sister, some of my best friends, some friends that I lost touch with, but even then, like, saw me and my current ex, about town, and they all said the same thing. You're all or nothing. You put all your chips in to the center of the table, you dive headfirst in the deep end, and you will sacrifice yourself for the sake of the relationship. You'll, do things you don't usually do. You'll act out of character. You'll adapt new hobbies and whatnot. And it's fine. Like, you when you're in a partnership, you want to, enjoy their world and show your world to them. Like, that's how it works. And then you kind of together create a new world. I guess I get too into the new world. Which sucks because a lot of the new world I really enjoyed. Like, she introduced me to some of my new favorite shows. Like, I never watched Avatar: The Last Airbender growing up. That was kind of out of my age range by that point. I'm pretty sure, like, midway through high school when it was coming out, even though some people my age watched it. I guess thought at that point, like, it's like discount Naruto. But she sat me through it within the last 6 months of our relationship, and I'm not gonna lie, I fell in love with it. I think it's fantastic. Black Butler is an anime that we watched together. I'd never heard of it before, but I freaking love it. There's just a lot. To this day, I don't really play video games still. I'll play them with friends and family, but gaming as a whole, because it was something that she and I really liked to do together, it's kind of dead now. Honestly, watching any kind of show feels dead. I tried getting into, like, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It's something that she would have never watched, and I guess I got so used to the last 5 years of having someone to consistently experience things with, because we lived together for 5 years. We got to experience new things together, both, well, new and old. And you always had someone through the ups and downs. And one of the hardest things for me, not guess my own emotions, and some people will more so relate to this, is when you're together for a long time, you tend to do things and buy things. Like, for example, I never had an apartment of my own until now, but this apartment, her name is still on the lease. Like, we got this together, and I remember us being ecstatic. We were over the moon. And I found out in retrospect that she apparently wasn't. She was apparently really depressed and stressed out about things, but never really communicated it to me. She instead put it on Reddit. My best friend came down a month after we got this apartment, and I asked him, did she seem off to you? I know, like, they didn't really know each other too well, but did she seem depressed? And no. He's like, no, she seemed overjoyed. I remember, like, I told her my best friend loves wings, and she brought home 3 platters of wings. And she was super excited. She didn't know what the heck we were playing, because we were playing an old Digimon game. And she still tried to chill with us and, like, embrace it all. And I was trying to explain it to her and, like, let her in on it, but she ended up wanting no part of it, so it's whatever. But, like, the bed that's barely in frame, we got together. The bed frame itself. I have weight equipment that she got me for Christmas only 2 years ago. You can't see them because I had to take them out of the room because they were messing up. They're They still go after wires, sadly. But my 3 kittens, we adopted those 3 cats together literally in September of 2020. And that sucks. Like, there's so much physical remembrance. And the one who gets left behind, I feel like, especially when they're the dumpy, it's really hard to find yourself again in situations like this, because literally everything, there's no original memories, right? Like, she went back to live with her parents. She's in a place where there's not really memories of me, and that makes it so much easier, right? Like, if I had somewhere to go, I would. I kept saying if I didn't have the cats, I would have left the state that I'm in. I don't know where I would have gone, but I would have left, because I knew, and I still know in my soul right now, that I need to get away. This place is killing me. I have no idea who I am still right now. I'm 29 years old. I've lost my passion for writing, despite her making a messed up comment. I didn't really notice how messed up it was in the moment, but she mentioned that in her grief-stricken moments, she finds comfort knowing that she gave me more trauma to put into my writing. And that was the first thought that made her giggle since she left. I wish I was making that up. As someone who's a writer, I wish I was making that up. Like, I still have the screenshots, I have the entire text conversation archived from June 10th to the 18th on my phone, because I use them to reflect in therapy at this point. Because therapy has been the only thing that's been remotely helping me right now. And I've come to the realization, if she ever sees this video, no, you didn't give me more trauma to put into that book. That book's dead. I'm never going to finish writing it. I've tried several times. I was writing it long before I met her, and I've tried sitting down since she's been gone, since usually I do write my best work when I am upset, and I can't. I physically can't. I start crying every time I sit down to write, because I want to look across the couch and see her and talk to her about what I just wrote. I want to email it to her at the very least. Like, so no, that 15-year-long dream of mine is dead. That book series is dead. I don't connect with the characters. I don't have the emotions to put into it anymore. I don't know if I'm ever going to write again, to be honest, which is a shame. I've got folders upon folders on my laptop, but I just don't have it in me anymore. And that specific story, I'm not pinning blame, but that specific story, I know for a fact I can never write, because of how much she meant to it for me. Like, the 5 years of us dating, she became one of the biggest fans of it, biggest supporters, and I can't bring myself to do it. So no, you didn't give me trauma that I can put into it. You just gave me trauma. If you're in my position, if you've made it this far, I have to tell you the same cliche that everyone tells me, is just don't give up. It's bound to get better eventually. I can't tell you when. I wish I had the answers. These last 3 days for me have been the worst since she left. I have barely any energy or motivation to do anything. I have slowed down my Google IT certification program that I've been doing. I've put that on a break for now. I'm way ahead in the classes, so it doesn't matter. My first day of my new job, I ended up crying my eyes out as soon as I got back into the car, knowing that I would have to drive home an hour, and I don't even get to see her. I didn't get the texts that I'm used to getting or anything like that. It's very weird to start a new life, especially when you were so happy in what you had. I was sincerely ready to marry her. I didn't ask her parents' blessings if I wasn't ready. I would have never done that. And everyone tells me the same stuff. Like, this is the worst. If you've made it this far, this is the worst advice anyone's given me is go out and get laid. You'll forget her that way. I've only ever been with 3 women. Intimately like that. I'm not that kind of person. I've never been that kind of person. Sex for me is not the be-all end-all of any relationship. It's more about the companionship for me. I like that level of intimacy, knowing that I always have someone to come home to, someone to smile at, someone to talk to at all times. So yeah, don't follow that path, because I'm going to tell you, it's just going to bite you in the ass later. All the people that give me that advice, they're miserable people. To this day, it's not going to help you. Getting lost in that stuff does not help. Feel it out. Grit your teeth for as long as you have to, like I'm doing. And then let's just hope that one day we wake up and it's just better. That's the hope, at least.